This thing is officially the genital herpes of the leader class distinction. Like, this thing is bad. So when I first saw the product shot, like the little leaked product shots, I said to myself, oh man, this Blitzwing is looking good. The proportions look good. The head sculpt looks good. I saw one picture with the sword and I was like, okay, I might be all in on this. And then I saw the alt modes. Okay, let's start with the tank mode. The fact that the tank mode literally has a dick. Like, it has a dick sticking out of it. Like, it has a large piece of genitalia sticking out from the bottom of it. That is not a tank conducive to battle. That is a tank conducive to a porno. It's like, who designed this? Who greenlit this? And they're trying to charge you $50 for this. I meant everything I said in that video. I was really looking forward to that Blitzwing. I was like, oh man, Leader Blitzwing. I saw the images. Oh man, I was all in. And then I saw the alt modes. Oh my God. Why? You had my money and you decided just to grab defeat from the jaws of victory. Because the leader class, for the most part, has been producing some absolute bangers. But then you decided to get lazy on me. I feel like with that Blitzwing, they didn't even try. They basically were saying to us, hey, listen, here's Blitzwing. It's a leader. Give us $50. Expecting to just have people blindly handing out cash. And I'm like, I read reviews on this figure. And literally everyone says, yeah, I just bought it to keep it in robot mode. There are plenty of other options of non-transforming figures that cost way less than $50 and they don't transform. But you see, my issue was I was really looking forward to this until I saw the alt modes. And then when I saw the alt modes, I was just like, oh crap, they did it to me again. Damn it, Hasbro. And what really messed me up was that I really wanted a Blitzwing at this point. At this point, I was screaming for a G1 style Blitzwing. And I couldn't get it from Hasbro. I was holding out for Hasbro. And then Shozi and DX9, you guys, you answered my prayers. Oh, you answered my prayers. You helped fill in a gap, plug in a hole. God, that sounds awkward. But you helped me get back what I felt that I was going to lose. And just for a mere smidge of $40 more, I was able to secure this DX9 Gewalt, aka Masterpiece Blitzwing. Now, before anybody jumps in my comment section talking about, well, why didn't you just wait for the fans' toys? You're right. I probably should have waited for the fans' toys. But then again, I'm assuming that's going to cost almost $300. And, in these economic times, plus, the fact that Fans Toys doesn't really release that often, that figure may not come out until next year, well into next year. It may get delayed and come out in 24 or 25. I don't know with Fans Toys. And I can't wait for Fans Toys anymore. I am just tired having those Fans Toys blue balls. So yeah, I got this bad boy. So right out the gate, out of the box, let's keep it a buck. Out of the box, it comes out in tank mode. This tank sucks. There's no way around it. It looks like a tank. It feels like a tank, but once you start maneuvering this thing around, this ain't a tank. This is basically a shell hiding the head and the underparts of the jet mode. Like this is literally like it's the weaker mode of the three modes. It's the weakest, bottom line, end of story. I'm not even going to debate it. Like, he literally has super visual head syndrome. Like, you lift it up and it's basically just the head tipped off to the side. It's bad. And you can even see the head from the front. It's bad. It's really bad. But then again, this was made in 2016. So I'm like, you gotta rate this with a bit of grace. It's an old figure. It's an old figure. Does it still hold up in the tank mode? No. But at least it doesn't have a giant penis sticking out of it. So, I mean, Hasbro went for G1 toy and managed to fail on their front. So this tank mode, when compared to that tank mode, very much acceptable. Now let's get this bad boy transformed into the jet mode, which I gotta say, out of the two remaining modes, this one is probably the strongest. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Like, that shit. Nah, I'll mess with you on that one. Like, it cleans up nice. Like, this is a clean jet mode. Now, if you're looking for exact G1 accuracy, this ain't it. First of all, the colors are way off in this mode. It's supposed to be, the tan colors are supposed to be on the jet mode, but once again, the engineering, like, it's just, I don't know how it's going to be there. But also it's supposed to have, he's supposed to be like a 4-wing jet. So it's supposed to be a compact jet, 4 wings, that transforms into a big tank that transforms into a big robot. That's supposed to be the sort of functions. So, I mean, the compromises had to be made for the aesthetic for the robot mode. And I get that, because if this was to look the way it looked in a cartoon, we'd have ourselves a mess on our hands. This thing would be a panelly absolute mess of a figure. This would be a nightmare to transform. And honestly, the transformation isn't bad, especially from Tank the Jet mode is really not that bad, because this was released in 2016, so it's definitely just missing the over-engineered masterpiece error. This is right. This is right on the cusp. So this transformation's pretty basic, all things considered. It's just steps. Like, there's no over-engineering. You don't have to really think too much to get this transformation done, especially going from tank into jet mode. Nothing too complex. If you're a seasoned Transformer fan, it's easily done. Now, mind you, the jet mode is large. Like, it's a pretty sizable jet mode. I had to pull out a few jets from my collection just to compare. So I wanted to show it with Jetfire, with one of my last reviews, the Millennium Falcon, and with the Buzz Lightyear oversized jet. And I'm like, this is an impressive jet mode. I gotta say, all things considered, it cleans up nice. It looks good. I mean, if you wanted to just pose it in this, I get it. It's a clean mode. It's not G1, completely G1 accurate, but it also doesn't have 99.9% of the tank mode hanging off the back of it like the Hasbro. Damn it, Hasbro! I wanted that Blitzwing so bad, but I just I couldn't bring myself to do it. Damn it, Hasbro. But yeah, I mean, and then the weirdo hand things they stick on the back of that jet mode. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh, I wanted to buy that so bad, but I can't justify it in my mind. So, I mean, the jet mode for this one, spot on, all things considered. With, if you squint your eyes, close your eyes, just use Braille on it. It's pretty solid. It's an extremely solid G1 interpretation adjacent, I guess you would call it. Yeah, let's call it that. Now for the main event. Let's get this sucker into robot mode. And the only problem transforming this from jet mode to robot mode is getting the arms locked into place. That was the only part of the transformation that was complex for me, because I couldn't figure out what angle to attack these things, and I didn't want to break the damn toy, so I actually had to look on YouTube to figure it out. And I also came across something very interesting about this figure right off the bat. The original release of Gewalt had light piping for the eyes, and the first thing I noticed after watching the transformation video was that the eyes for this version, the re-release, at least this re-release that I can tell, the eyes are painted over. So kudos to DX9 for making that slight adjustment, because I feel like that slight adjustment makes all the difference, because the eyes no longer look dead. Like I looked at the original and I was just like, yo, the eyes just look so dark and dead. This one, they look bright and vibrant. I feel like they saw what Hasbro was doing and were like, oh, let's just make this quick adjustment and make this a comparable figure to that one. And man, do they do it. I mean, it makes the head sculpt look that much better. So let's talk about the posing. Okay, so he has a double jointed elbow. He has the posable-ish fingers. I mean, it's old school Masterpiece, so it's the thumb and index finger move, and then the rest of the fingers move all at once. The head does a 360. That's about it. The arms cannot do a 360 because of the design, because basically he has a giant backpack by design. Double jointed knees on pretty solid ratchets. He does have a waist swivel, but he's not gonna turn full 360 because once again, there's a lot of kibble on the back. And he has a swivel at the top of the thigh, and he has a ankle pivot. So I mean, this is an old figure. This is old figure, but it fills that itch. If you want a Blitzwing in your collection, this thing definitely scratches that itch. It presents well. I mean, let's look at just a couple of the size comparisons. Here he is with Siege Jetfire, and with my last review, the Tiger Wing Menasor. Here he is with my Infinite Transformation Megatron and the Deformation Space Starscream. So all in all, let's be honest, this is an old figure. It's a very old figure. If you want modern articulation on a figure, you're not getting it here. But if you need to fill that void where Blitzwing needed to be, if you have an Astro Train that's just sitting there lonely and needs a friend, this guy definitely scratches that itch. He really does. He looks good. He is incredibly scaled compared to the other Masterpiece style Transformers. He feels great in the hand despite barely having any die casts in there. It's just a big old chunk of plastic. The paint's good. I threw on a Decepticon decal to spice things up. You may want to throw one on as well, but I mean, other than that, it definitely does everything it's supposed to do. Does he look exactly like the cartoon? No. But does he make your collection pop? Hell yeah. This is, if you're not impressed by that Hasbro Blitzwing, this is a solid alternative if you can still find it, because last I checked when I was looking at Show Z, it said it was sold out. But man, if you can find this thing on, like, I don't know, TF Direct or any of the other sites, get this. It's old school cool, and man, does it pop. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think this Gewalt, this DX9 figure, is even worth your time or money? Did you previously purchase this? Is it sitting in your collection now? Are you waiting for the fans toys? Or are you just happy with the Hasbro version? You think that's a superior version to this one? Let me know in the comments. Let's chat about it. Let's hash it out in the comments. But anyway, with that said, be safe, be good, and it's the Drunken Prime cracking open another beer and signing off.